Thank you for coming out this evening. I'm going to talk a tiny bit longer tonight than I normally talk, so make yourself comfortable. You can sit and begin your breathing if you like. You can lock your shoulders back with your core a little bit engaged. Even, thank you, Julie, even the core engaged, even when we're just kind of sitting, doing nothing but breathing and maybe listening. So I've been working on this dialogue within myself between the inner voice, the intellectual voice, the instinctual voice. And as a dyslexic, just in the beginning here, it freaks me out that those all start with I. And I actually looked that up because I wasn't 100% sure. But it's so bizarre. And there's three of them, and they all start with I. But you may be thinking, that's all fine and good, Daniel, but why does your left ear look bigger than your right ear? And that is the story I'm about to tell you. So I've been trying to promise myself that I would always listen to my instinctual voice or my inner voice above the intellectual voice, but they often use each other and go together. So they're very connected. So it can be sometimes hard to discern which one is speaking, although the intellectual voice will oftentimes speak louder than the instinctual voice, unless there's something like drastically happening in the moment. So back to the big ear. I was hiking and I was at the top of this, we'll call it a mountain up above the Greek theater. And of course, I was looking at these birds flying, and this bee kept like flying around me, and then he was banging into me. I say he, I don't know if he was a he. He wasn't the queen, so the drone dude. And he kept banging, and I'm like, get away from me, bee. And then like I thought he went away, and then I'm watching these birds, and he came back, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go away, bee. So I'm like swiping him away, and then he goes and he flies right into my ear. And I'm like, I rip my hat off and I'm trying. And then as I finally get him out of my ear, on the way out, he bites me or stings me, which was stupid because he ends up dead from that, which he fell on the ground. You know, it's a bad experience for everyone. And it really, really hurt. It hurt to the point where my mind started to become disoriented about like what to do next, because I was in the middle of the trail. So like getting home was going to be at least a half hour away. And now it's just a bee sting, but you know, it's on my ear, and the pain level in that initial moment was disorienting to my ability to like reason and think about things. So I'm like holding my ear and I start walking, and I don't realize I'm walking the wrong way. And I walk down this other trail, and not really far, like maybe 20 or 30 feet. And I realize I'm kind of walking the wrong way. And I turn around and I see that because of all the water, there's this area where all this like moss has grown, like a whole bunch of moss, like green fluorescent moss, and just all this moss. And my mind says to me, and I don't know which part of my mind it came from, it says, take that moss and put it on your ear, your big ear from the bite. And I think I'm a half hour away from getting back to the vehicle to get home. And my analytical mind starts telling me, you know, do you really want to grab moss off the ground while you're like out here in the wild and put it where you just got stung, which is you've been pierced, so it's going to go into your bloodstream. And I'm like, okay, this is just a crazy moment. I'm not going to put moss on my ear. And I continue hiking, and the pain goes down over time. But I get home and I'm like, what was that about, right? Because I'm very curious about these things. So I Google like medicinal uses of moss, and it comes up, and the second one on the list is reduction of inflammation. And I freaked out, right? Because how did I know that? And why didn't I listen? And I'm trying real hard to listen to my inner voice, but it was a moment of like, I was in not panic, but in this state. So anyways, I'm working real hard on listening to my inner voice. I actually made some hard decisions a couple of weeks ago and for my inner voice, and it was correct. So I'm trying to get that dialogue going. And I think that's part of what yoga is, working with the body and listening to the body, and this trying to discern, where the information is coming from. Because I've done times where I didn't listen to the inner voice and I got in a lot of trouble. So thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. I'm going to scoot back. We are going to stay in the seated position. So I got to go way back here. And again, we are breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to cross the legs as easy as we can. And we're going to move the hands with the breath. So on the in-breath, we're going to reach all the way up, which will make the lungs longer. As we breathe out, we bring the hands down. And then again, all the way up on the in-breath, breathing out all the way down. And please, over and over, all the way up on the in-breath, down on the out-breath. Getting our rhythm happening, feeling the breath in the body, getting that conversation going with the body. Couple more, please. Breathing in all the way up, breathing out all the way down. All the way up, all the way back down. Couple more up. One more up. Let's stay up. Hold that breath for a moment. Good, and then all the way down. We're going to focus our attention only on the shoulders. We're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears. Then we're going to pull them back and then down the back. Then we're going to roll them forward and all the way back up, passing the ears. And then we're doing these circles with the shoulders in this one direction. The core is still engaged and we are breathing in the nose. When this is always abstract, go the opposite direction. Just a little bit more. All right, back to center. My ear is itchy. We're going to let the right ear fall to the right shoulder. And then the left hand is going to sit on the itchy side of the head, just lightly, so that the weight of the arm is just slightly pulling the head down. The hand, the left one that says left over here on this side, we're going to reach that hand down towards the ground. That's where we're going to get the extra amount of stretch on that. And we're going to keep breathing here. Good. So be nice and push that head back to the center spot, and then let the left ear fall down towards the left shoulder. And that left arm comes up and rests gently on the right side of the face. But it's just the weight of your arm that's kind of putting a little small amount of pressure. Then the right hand can kind of reach down towards the ground. And I have my hand, you can't see, but flat. So I'm trying to reach my palm down to the ground, and that gives me a lot more of a stretch up through the side here. A couple more breaths. Very nice. Push that head back to center. It's the one. And we're going to come up to standing. And with the feet a bit apart, we are going to swing the arms forward so it's more on those shoulders. Core is still engaged. We're still breathing in the nose. And then please, the opposite direction. And across the front, you can go a bit easier. Here, you can go easy on all of it. I mean, everything. All right, hands on the hips. We're going to swing the hips around a little bit. The breathing is all in the nose, both directions in and out. You are controlling the breath. And then opposite direction, please. Well, one more before we get to the business. We're going to step the right foot directly over the left. And we're going to forward fold, but not enough to have the hands on the ground, which I don't have to worry about. But some of you are very flexible in the legs. You want the hands above the ground. And then we're going to circle in the hands here. More shoulder stuff and also some low back stretching with the crossed feet. It changes this, it does the sides individually of the low back. Stay in that partial forward fold and switch the feet so the left is going to step over, and then pendulum. It's a different movement, and it'll feel a little different in the low back. And since we're in a bit of a forward fold for the first coming up, you may wish to engage the core. We're going to come all the way up, and then we're going to bring the feet together. Big toes touching, ankles apart. We're going to have the palms facing forward. They can face in, but with the thumbs out, the palms facing forward, it's just so much nicer on the shoulders. It took me a long time to realize that. I did 10 years of palms in, and both are fine. So your choice. We're going to breathe in, reach up, prayer to the moon above us. We're going to breathe out, forward folding, bringing the fingers low, trying to keep the legs straight. Hands can go on the ground or the shins. We look up, pulling the shoulder blades together with the core pulled in a little bit. We forward fold on the out breath, all the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer, coming on down through the heart center. And then we come all the way up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding, again, fingers low. We look up, flatten the back, core in, forward fold, out breath, up again to the moon, hands in prayer above the head. They come down through the heart center, all the way back up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, flatten the back, forward fold, out breath, all the way up. Here we go. Down through the heart center. Back up, breathing in. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We're going to look up and we're going to step back to the top of push-up. You're welcome to put the knees down. Take it as easy as you like or as heavy as you like. We're going to take a couple breaths here on this first one. Tighten the legs, tighten the core so the body is a bit clenched. We're going to maintain that. You could drop down. You could lower down slow for strength. And then we roll forward, up dog, tight legs, third eye looking, and then down dog, pulling up and back. Feet 2 fists apart. You could bend one leg, push the opposite heel towards down, watching the knees move, breathing. Good. Walk your way up to the top of the mat, feet back together, fingers low. We look up, shoulder blades together. Forward fold on the out breath. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Again, down through the heart center. And all the way up again, breathing in through the nose. Breathing out, forward folding. Going to look up, lengthen the tail to the eyeballs. Stepping again, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dog or cobra, and down dog. Nice. If you like, up on the toes on the in breath, down with the heels on the out breath, or staying still, your choice. Very nice. Step or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up. and we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up, prayer to the moon, down to the heart, down to the earth, up again on the in-breath, forward folding on the out-breath. We look up, stepping again, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dog, and down dog. Good, this is where I always remind you that you're welcome to rest anytime you like. Keep on listening to the body as best you can. Keep on breathing in the nose. Good, step, jump, top of the mat, toes together. Look up, and we forward fold. Let's come all the way up again, prayer to the moon. And then we'll bring the arms right back down at the sides again. Excellent. So big toes touching, ankles a bit apart. We're going to do some one warrior one, then some crescent. So we sit in chair, let the knees fall together. Great. Up, over, forward, folding. Again, fingers low. We look up. We step in again, top of push-up. We lower, drop. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot stepping for warrior one. You're stepping almost on the line that the hand was. Back foot turns out flat. And we're going to come up, knee over the ankle. We're going to, of course, on the first one, reach the left arm forward, pushing into the left foot. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Very nice. Touch the ceiling again. And then hands back down. Stepping. We lower, drop. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot up to the top. Right foot turns out. And we're going to reach the right arm forward, pushing into the outside edge of the right foot. Couple of breaths here. Great. We touch the ceiling, and then hands back down, step back. We lower, drop, up dog, and down dog. And we breathe here. You're welcome to rest. All right, step or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, forward fold, feet and knees sitting in chair and standing, shoulders back, tight core. You're welcome to continue with warrior one, but for the next couple, I'm going to do crescent. So again, we sit in chair. Great, up, over, forward folding. We look up, we step in again, top of push-up. We lower, drop. Up dog, down dog, right foot stepping for crescent. So I'm staying on the ball of the left foot. It's a little more of a balancing situation. It's a slightly different stretch up through the leg into the torso. You're, like I said, you're welcome to do warrior one. We're going to take several breaths here. If you want to bounce in crescent, you're welcome to bounce. Don't bounce in warrior one though. Excellent. Hand down again, stepping back. We lower, drop, up dog, down dog. Left foot stepping. We'll stay on the ball of the right. Up with the arms. And bouncing if you're in crescent if you want to. Excellent. Hands down again, stepping back. We lower, drop, up dog, and down dog. And we'll stay here breathing. Good. Step, jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold. Feet and knees sitting in chair. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. So here we go again. One more. We sit in chair. Right. Up, over. We look up. We're stepping again, top of push-up, we lower drop, up dog, down dog. Right foot again for crescent, we'll stay on the ball of the left. If you're doing warrior one, this next move might be a little more difficult, but it's somewhat doable. We're going to reach the left arm forward and the right arm back. Try not to move the knee here in the front. And then we're twisting the top. So palms are both facing out to the right. You could look forward or you could look back. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Excellent. Hands down again. We step back. We lower drop. Up dog. Down dog. Left side stepping, please. Back up into that crescent. And then when you're ready, right arm forward, left back. So palms are facing out to the left. We're trying not to move the knee or the hip. And we're looking at whichever hand we want. Great. Hands down again, top of the mat. Step back. We lower drop, up dog, and down dog. Let's take a couple of breaths here at least. Good. Step or jump, top of the mat. We're going to look up and we forward fold. Feet and knees. Let's sit in chair with cactus arms. Just take a moment here. And then check your knees. You want them to be straight like the front of the mat there. We're going to have to probably readjust them. Right elbow outside of left leg. My left knee has come back. I'm going to bring it back forward. And then hands in prayer into the chest. We'll stay here. You could open the arms as long as the arm stays outside of the leg. Let's keep breathing. Good. We're going to forward fold for a moment. And then chair again with the cactus arms. Knees lined up, we'll check them. And then left elbow coming outside. The right knees come back for me. I'm going to bring that back forward. Hands in prayer. We'll stay here. Good. Forward fold, feet apart, distance of approximately the hips. We can grab the elbows or prayer. We're going to hang. You can bounce if you like. If you bounce, push the breath out of your nose every time the body drops down. You may wish to engage the core. We are coming all the way up to the ceiling, way up to the ceiling. And then all the way back down, we're taking peace fingers under the big toes, thumbs touching on the inside, elbows away from the ears, top of the head towards down. Excellent. All the way back up, we touch the ceiling again. And then all the way back down. Each hand under each foot from the front. It's okay if the legs are bent. You can pull up on the feet, bring the top of the head towards down. Very nice. Let's stand. It's not complicated if this is new to you, but we are going to go through the standing series just doing pivoting rather than doing the vinyasa tonight. It's simple, but I'm just telling you up front. So the right foot's just going to stay right here. The left foot's going to step back about the distance one of your legs. So you're making the base of triangle, right foot straight forward, back foot about anywhere between 45 degrees and just straight to the back of the mat, but slight upward pointing. Arms out, we're gonna take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're gonna reach out over the leg for our first side of triangle, right hand down, left arm up. If you can, you look to the reaching hand. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's great to look down because you want your nose to point right at the foot and shin so that we're stacked up over the leg. Good, let's come up. This will be our first pivot. So that right foot is going to turn to about 45 degrees. Left foot is going to turn straight out the back of the mat. We're going to reach out over the left foot and then left hand down, right arm up. And we're on the other side. We're going to keep breathing here. Good. Up again. We pivot again. Left foot to about 45. Right foot straight forward. But let's shorten the stance 2 or 3 inches. We're going to reach the left arm forward, lengthening. And then we're going to twist, left hand down, right arm up. You can use the back of the hand. We want the legs straight and the feet flat. If you can get the hand near the ground with the legs straight and feet flat, great. Take your time. Don't worry about getting anywhere. Good. Back up. We're going to pivot. Right toes 45. Left toes straight out the back. You can double check that right foot, which is now the back foot, pointing up that way. We're going to reach the right arm forward. Get that length. And then twisting triangle. Great. Up again. We pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. Let's re-lengthen the stance for warrior 2. I'm going to keep the knee over the ankle, and now the arms are out over the feet. We're going to breathe here. The core is engaged. We're looking at the right hand. All right. Extended side angle, forearm on the leg, left arm up and over. You could stay here. Put the right hand on the ground. If you do right hand on the ground, you got to look a little forward. Arm stays on the leg, look up to the ceiling along the elbow. Good. Back to warrior 2 just for a moment so we can straighten that leg. We're going to pivot to the other side, right toes 45, left toes out. Warrior 2 now pointing to the back. We'll take a few breaths here like we did on the previous side. Good. Forearm on the leg, right arm up and over. And whatever you did on the other side, if the hand was down, please do that. We're going to breathe here. Great, back up to warrior two. So we're gonna come right into horse. So let's just splay the toes, opening up the knees. And we're gonna hold the ceiling right here. We're gonna breathe. All right, straight the legs, turn the feet to run straight forward. We touch the ceiling. We're gonna come down best we can into a forward fold. Fingertips will be aiming for the line that the big toes connect together, but the shoulders are above the fingers, so our hands under the shoulders, top of the head down towards that space between the hand. Could bring the palms down if you like. We're gonna take several breaths here. We just get into the forward fold, into the stretch, and let it be and breathe. And back up. We're going to reach out to the ends of the fingers. And then behind the back, we'll intertwine them. Your choice if you want to push the palms together. We're going to look up. And then we fold down, lifting the arms up off the back. As far as they will go, there may be some resistance. Push into that resistance a tiny bit and breathe. Good, back up. Push the ceiling up. Back down, we're grabbing shins, ankles, or big toes with the peace fingers, elbows away from the ears, top of the head down. We're going to stay down low, both hands over to the right, left shoulder under and through. Great, and then over to the other side, right shoulder under and through. And back up to standing. We're going to shorten the stance to about 3.5 feet. Right toes straight out the front of the mat, left toes about 45 degrees. We're going to do pyramid. I like to bring the arms out so I can rotate the torso with the leverage. And then again, behind the back, elbows or reverse prayer, shoulder blades back and together. We look at the ceiling, keep the shoulder blades back and together. We're going to come down and look at the right foot. You could stay here if you prefer. You could hop up onto that right foot for warrior number 3. Ardha Chandrasana is available, half moon. I get stuck on the Sanskrit with that one. Optional switching of the hands. Put the left foot back where it was. We pivot again. Right toes 45, left toes out. Arms out again for the rotation. And then behind the back, your choice. We're going to come back down, keep the shoulder blades pulling back together, and we're going to look at the left foot. Warrior 3 if you like. Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon. Switching the hands. All right. Let's stand. You can move around a little bit if you like. We're going to do a nice, simple tree. We'll stand on the left foot, grab the ankle, hold it. You could lock it, you could put it out in the front, and you get to actually flex the foot as well. Hands to the heart are all the way up. Just stay here, breathing. Core is engaged. We got our visual lock. I'm staring at the camera on my laptop. All right, let's do the other side of that, standing on the right. We're gonna lift the left, so just copy whatever you did on the other side. So I got the out in the front tonight. Arms up is also okay. I don't remember if I said that on the other side. Excellent. Back to the left. We're going to lift the right hand's going to grab the right knee. The right leg is pointing straight forward. You could, if you prefer, grab the toe, extend the leg. Make sure you remain standing tall and straight on the left side. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Open that leg out to the right as you look over the left shoulder. Right, back to center, show me the bottom of your foot, and then let that down. You can move it a little bit. We're going to do the other side. So standing on the right, we're going to lift the left, left on left, we shall stay right here. If you extend the leg, do whatever you did on the other side. We open that leg out to the left as we look over the right shoulder. And we bring that leg back to center. Show me the bottom of your foot best you can. Excellent. Let that down. Let's come down into our squat. Heels under the hips, toes slightly splayed. Elbows into the legs, hands in prayer as we lengthen up the back. We'll take several breaths here. Good. Hands in prayer straight forward. We're coming all the way up to the ceiling, and then all the way back down, hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up to the ceiling, back down, hands in prayer straight forward. And one more time, please, all the way up and back down. And we'll come into hands and knees for a bit of cat and cow. Hips are directly over the knees, shoulders over the wrists, so the space between your wrist and your knee should be about the length of your torso. You drop the belly, looking up, third eye. That is the in-breath. Breathing out, arching the back, looking at the knees. Moving with the breath, you're welcome to close the eyes on the moving poses, for sure. Good, back to center, look over the right shoulder, see the tail. And then please over the left shoulder. And back to center. We're gonna step the right foot up the top, and we're gonna bring a funnel with the arms up above us, and you could bring that right foot further forward if you like. We're gonna take several breaths here. Left elbow is coming all the way over outside of the right leg. Hands in prayer pulling towards the chest. We'll turn the fingers in the face. I'm going to stay here. You're welcome to roll back on the ball of the left foot and lift the knee, straighten the leg. You're welcome to open the arms if the arms stay outside of the leg up front. A couple more breaths anyways. Excellent. Let's switch it up. Left foot going up to the top, right knee back. If you want to create some distance in that, go ahead. Arms in the funnel to start. Good, and then when you're ready, right elbow outside, hands in prayer, and whatever else you did on the other side. If it was just staying and breathing, great. If you lifted the knee, great. Good. Hands back down. So in the beginning or in the standing series, since we didn't do the vinyasas, you probably, if you're used to that, maybe short 5 push-ups. If you want to do them now, nobody's going to mind. But top of push-up with lower drop, up dog, third eye, down dog. We're going to hold the right foot up. You could bend that leg, opening up the hip. And then let's throw that shin, top of the mat. The left leg is going to crawl further back. You can lift your heart. And then down to the forearms, head down. We're going to breathe here, knees outside the ribs. We're coming down even if the hip doesn't get down on the right, don't worry about it. Just let everything come down even and let gravity do the rest of the work. The weight of your body is sitting on the leg. Right, we're going to step back, top of push-up. If you want to shake the leg that was bent, you're welcome to. You could shake either one you want, truly. Top of push-up, below or drop, up dog, down dog. We're going to hold the left foot up. You could bend that leg, opening up the hip. And we throw that shin up top. Right leg crawls back. We lift the heart. And then back down to forearms, and we're going to breathe here. Right, one more time, hands top of the mat, we step back, lower drop, you can hover for a moment, up dog, down dog, Excellent. Let's sit down. And we're going to extend the left leg out with the right foot, the sole of it against the left thigh, right knee down as best as we can get it. Left hand's going to grab the left shin. You can wrap a belt around your foot if you can get the toes with the legs straight. Get the toes with the legs straight. We're going to reach the right arm up on the in-breath, on the out-breath, down, including the shoulder, and all the way back up. Out-breath is on the downward fold, and we're moving over and over. Next time you're up, we're going to stay up for a couple of breaths. Very nice. Let's switch it. Right leg out. We're going to do right on right. However you did it on the other side. Leg out front is straight. Up on the in-breath. Down, including the shoulder. And we keep moving and breathing. Again, on the moving poses, it's up to you, but you may want to close the eyes. Good. Next time you're up, again, we stay up. We look to the reaching hand. Excellent. We're going right to switching the legs. Again, we're going to do our twist. Left leg out, right foot flat on the mat. Those toes on the foot that's out there, pointed straight up to the ceiling. Left arm grabs the right leg. Right hand 6 inches behind the tail. Fingers pointing away. Shoulder pulls back as we twist in the torso. You bring the elbow outside if you like. The head just goes for the ride. We look at the wall and breathe. Very nice. Let's do the other side. Right leg out, left sole in. Right arm grabs that leg, hand behind you. And again, we're twisting. We bring the elbow outside. And back to center, both legs bent. We are going to do our core work, arms under the legs. We'll go back on the tail. You could stay here. You can let go, lock those shoulders back again. Straighten the legs, your choice. Hands in prayer, third eye of the toes. I'm going to keep my arms out here. Behind the head, a lot of work. We're doing 5. Go ahead, cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up nice and tall. And here we go, up again, please. Cross the legs, sit up nice and tall. Up again, number 3. Cross the legs, sit up tall. Up again for 4. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And yes, it is the last one. Breathing in the nose, looking at the feet, shoulders back. All right, hug the knees in. And we're gonna lie back. You can take the forearms, grab the shins, pull them down, bring the nose up to the knees. And then we're gonna do bridge. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana are welcome to. For bridge, feet and knees 2 fists apart, longest finger almost touches the heel. Gonna lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers and push the arms down. I'm gonna stay here breathing, looking at the ceiling. Excellent. Down again, we are coming. We're gonna go upside down. You're welcome to just put your feet up the wall. That's a totally excellent pose. If you like, I'm starting with plow for the full inversion at the end here. Feet up and over. You can have the hands on the back. You can intertwine the fingers and put the arms on the ground. And we're gonna stay here for a full 5 breath. And if your hands are not on the back, place them there now. Fingers pointing to the spine, thumbs coming around the front. You could scooch the elbows in before you come up and then up with the feet. Breathe here. Let's bend the legs, knees to the ears. We're rolling down into dead bug, knees in the armpits. We're holding the soles of the feet so they face the ceiling. I'm going to rock around tonight. You could stay still if you prefer. They're both great. Excellent. Knees into the chest, arms out like a T. On the out breath, let the knees fall to the right. As you look to the left, the right hand can go right on top of the knees, pushing them together or in that direction. Good. Up to center and please to the other side. And to center again, hug the knees into the chest. Thank yourself for coming out. We're going to have 3 options tonight. I don't mean to overwhelm anyone with the options, but option number 1 is to lay down. Option number 2, if you like, is to roll up, and I'm going to lead a short meditation. Most of the instructions can be applied to laying down. I'm going to sit on the rolled up mat. You could also, number 3 is lay down with the mat on your spine so that your shoulders pull nice and open. So be about a 5-minute rest or meditation. I'm going to set my timer here, then I will tell you where we are going. Great. From sitting, intertwine fingers, thumbs touching, Shoulders back, core in, chin barely slightly to the chest, eyes gently closed. And in any of the positions of the three that we spoke of, we're going to become aware of the body breathing itself with all of our mind's ability to keep focused on one thing. We're going to focus just on the body breathing itself. And we're going to be here about 5 minutes. So I'm going to adjust the lights. If you're comfortable, go ahead and stay where you are. If you want to finish out with us all together, we'll do it from a seated position. There's no rush, but once seated, we're going to bring the hands to the heart center, rubbing them together, making fire. Great. And then we're going to make a funnel with the arms all the way up into the sky, receiving all the gifts of the universe. We're going to take a breath in through the nose as much as we can get. We're going to breathe in more through the mouth. Even more. Hold the breath, tighten the core, tighten the legs, lift the floor. And then let everything out. You're living your dream. Don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you for coming out this evening. It's danieloverberger.com. You can find links to my Venmo and PayPal there, so you can slip me a donation for this class. And yeah, that is it. I'm going to